Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and thank you for tuning in to Canal Algérie's nightly news. Here are tonight's top stories. The President of the Republic accomplishes his Eid prayer at the Algiers Mosque and exchanges wishes with members of the diplomatic corps accredited to Algiers. The President of the Republic receives delayed wishes from his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The Algerian nationals in France celebrate the Eid feast in line with our ancestral values, a further illustration of their deep attachment to the homeland. And despite the aid, the Palestinians are still slaughtered by the Zionist war machinery with fresh bombings in Gaza. Welcome back. We begin with tonight's main event. The Eid al-Fitr feast is celebrated this Wednesday in a convivial atmosphere marked with piety, fraternity and solidarity. On this occasion, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, headed to the Algiers Mosque or Jama al-Jazair to accomplish the Eid prayer. Insights with our own Mina Sakabash.
On the occasion of Eid al-Fitr feast, the President of the Republic arrived at the Jama al-Jazair to accomplish the Eid prayer. Upon his arrival, the President of the Republic was welcomed by the rector of the mosque, Sheikh Mohammed al-Ma'moun al-Qasimi al-Husseini, Religious Affairs and Waqfs or Endowment Minister Yusuf Belmahdi, and Algiers Governor. The Eid prayer was performed in the presence of high state officials. At their head, the President of the Council of Nations, the Speaker of the People's National Assembly, the President of the Constitutional Court, Prime Minister, Army General Chief of Staff of the People's National Army, advisors of the President, in addition to other members of the state, representatives of the diplomatic corps, both Arab and Muslims, accredited to Algeria, alongside a large number of faithfuls.
والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله الله أكبر 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 السلام عليكم الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر عباد الله إن هذا اليوم يوم الجائزة.
In his sermon, Jama al-Jazair's rector emphasized the necessity to implement the values of forgiveness and fraternity at the heart of our society, recalling the tragedy endured by our Palestinian brothers caused by Zionist aggressions, evoking Algeria's constant position and efforts to support the Palestinian cause.
ونحن فخورون بمواقف بلادنا المبدئية التاريخية الثابتة نصرة للقضية الفلسطينية. نسألك ربنا لإخواننا في فلسطين اللهم عجل بفرجك يا رب العالمين. اللهم فرج عليهم كربتهم. اللهم اربط على قلوبهم. اللهم يا ربنا أمن خائفهم واكسو عاريهم وأطعم جائعهم. اللهم انصرهم على عدوك وعدوهم. اللهم احفظ لبلادنا وحدتها. اللهم احفظ لها أمنها. اللهم رد عنها كيد الكائدين واحفظها يا ربنا من مكر الماكرين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين.
At the end of the prayer, the President of the Republic exchanged wishes with high figures of the state, members of the diplomatic corps of both Arab and Muslim countries accredited to Algeria, in addition to a number of citizens.
Through his official account, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, presented on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr feast his best wishes to the elements of the People's National Army in a message that reads, "To the valiant elements of the People's National Army, we're the heir of the National Liberation Army across the regions, units, without forgetting those stationed on the borders. I wish you a happy Eid. May Allah preserve you." End quote. Similarly, the President of the Republic extended congratulations to all the elements of the National Gendarmerie, Police, Civil Defense and Customs all across the homeland. The head of state also extended congratulations to the personnel of the health sector on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. Eid Mubarak to all the doctors and the members of the White Army in all its categories and the health sector. Best wishes, stated the President. On the same occasion, the President of the Republic received a phone call from his brother, the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, during which they exchanged congratulations on Eid al-Fitr feast, wishing both peoples more prosperity and progress. The two heads of state discussed on the occasion the quality of the Algerian-Turkish relations and its high and exceptional level. During the same call, both presidents reviewed the situation in Gaza Strip and analyzed the developments. Both presidents agreed to support the bilateral joint efforts for Palestine to obtain full membership at the United Nations, an approach on which the Turkish president thanked his brother, the president, commending Algeria's stances and firm positions toward the Palestinian cause and the efforts deployed at the level of the Security Council. Algerians established abroad celebrated Eid al-Fitr by trying to produce the atmosphere of their home country. Traditions are preserved, just like the spirit of communion and fraternity. The Great Mosque of Paris, which was the starting point of this day, witnessed an attendance record amounting to 40,000 faithfuls. More with our correspondent Afaf Blouchet, taken up by Ines Killo.
Eid al-Fitr, the feast that heralds the end of a month of fasting, is also the day of forgiveness and reconciliation. After 30 days of fasting, the Algerian community in Paris is celebrating Eid al-Fitr al-Mubarak. This morning, thousands of worshippers gathered in the Grand Mosque of Paris to perform Eid al-Fitr prayer in an atmosphere of devotion and piety. A particular fervor is on throughout the holy month, according to the rector of the Grand Mosque of Paris.
Nous avons pu constater l'affluence des mosquées ici en France et je souhaiterais.
We've seen how full the mosque is here in Paris, and I would like to thank the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, for allowing us to welcome around 100 imams who came here to the Grand Mosque to perform the Tarawih prayer. This allowed us to live in communion.
Envoyés dans d'autres mosquées pour assurer la prière de Tarawih et je trouve que ça nous a permis ensemble de vivre en communion.
The prayer was performed with devotion by Algerian imams in front of a growing number of faithfuls, including ambassadors from no less than 10 countries, led by the Algerian ambassador to France. But this year's attendance record urged us to make major logistical efforts.
Honestly, it went very well. There were so many people, over 16,000 faithfuls, who came to pray Salat Eid al-Fitr. To ensure the best running of the prayer, the Imam led 3 times the prayers to allow the other Muslims to accomplish this ritual.
The Salat al-Eid was expected to welcome the 40,000 worshippers in good conditions, offering everyone the chance to celebrate this festival in an ideal spiritual atmosphere.
كل عام وأنتم ونحن بخير تقبل الله منا ومنكم غفر الله لنا ولكم جميعا وعاده الله علينا وعليكم بالخير واليمن والبركات.
صحتكم كلها وانتم بخير.
السلام عليكم، ان شاء الله عيدكم مبروك. الامه الاسلاميه جمعاء في كل انحاء العالم والموجودين في الغربه.
عيد سعيد لجميع امه محمد وعاد الله علينا وعليكم باليمن والخير والبركات.
عيد مبارك، مبروك عليكم وعلى كل الشعب الجزائري، بالصحه يدخلكم ولهنا ان شاء الله.
After the prayer, a number of French political figures and Catholic religious dignitaries flocked to the Grand Mosque of Paris to present their wishes to the Muslims of France attending this yearly religious event.
Back home, a joyful atmosphere prevailed across the national territory on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. The tradition is clear: accomplish Eid prayer before exchanging wishes and family visits. Mina Sekebash compiled several examples across the country.
An atmosphere marked with piety, serenity and joy prevailed across the national territory on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr feast. After a blessed month, the faithful gathered to accomplish the Eid prayer. The rituals are the same throughout the four corners of the country. Soon after performing the prayer, they exchanged their heartfelt wishes and headed to their families for the same purpose, as illustrated by this footage shot in Constantine province.
May God grant us His blessings and preserve our country. I wish the best for my family settled in Annaba and Constantine provinces. May God preserve us and all Muslims.
During this religious event, Algerians didn't miss the chance to showcase their support for their Palestinian brothers facing dire times, as supplications were fully devoted to them in several provinces, including Tamanrast, Wurgla, Adrar, and Ghardaya.
I congratulate all Algerians and Muslims on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. Eid Mubarak, may God grant victory to our Palestinian brothers. This is my first time celebrating an Eid in Tamanrast. The atmosphere is very joyful and welcoming. I congratulate Algerians and the entire Muslim community on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, wishing victory to our Palestinian brothers.
لهم عيد سعيد ومبارك ونتمنى أن يكون هذا العيد عيد نصر لإخواننا في غزة.
تقاليد نتوعنا هنا بعد الصلاة مباشرة.
Our tradition here is visiting the family immediately after accomplishing the Eid prayer.
The same atmosphere prevailed in Oran and Bijaya. After the prayer and the exchange of wishes, it is time to visit the family and enjoy this event around a table of delicious Algerian sweets shared by kids, all in new clothes.
In a related context, the Higher Council of Youth organized a meal on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, gathering Palestinian and African students established in Algeria under the motto, "Celebrating Eid together in our African home." This initiative aims to strengthen the ties between African countries and to show support for the Palestinian people. Ines Killu with the coverage.
It was in a friendly, warm and festive atmosphere that the students from the four corners of Africa, along with Palestinian students admitted to Algeria's universities and institutes, gathered for a ceremony organized in their honor on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr by the Youth Council. The aim of this event is to strengthen ties via a network likely to promote exchange and cooperation and to enable young people to play a key role in the continent's development.
This noble initiative reflects our young people's attachment to their African and Arab identity. This reinforces our determination to invest in the development of our country and the continent as well. I would like to pay tribute to the work accomplished and the role played by the Algerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Algerian diplomacy. We are proud to have been invited to this event. Algeria has always sided with Palestine under all the circumstances. All the Palestinian students here are proud and happy to be taking part in this highly symbolic event for us.
An event that displays Algeria's attachment to its African, Arab and Muslim dimensions and is meant to consolidate the sense of belonging to the African continent, in particular by promoting cultural exchanges so as to build a common future based on mutual respect and peaceful coexistence.
We're all happy to be here, and I think it's an important event, and it also allows us not to isolate ourselves. This symbolic ceremony reflects a conviction of the Algerian government in terms of cooperation and strengthening ties with other African countries.
The representative of the Palestinian students, who was the guest of honor at the ceremony, took the opportunity to pay homage to Algeria's steadfast stance regarding the Palestinian cause and the proactive role played by Algerian diplomacy at the UN Security Council. A number of activities were held for Algeria's guests.
While the entire Muslim world celebrates Eid al-Fitr, the bloodbath is still ongoing in Gaza, where Palestinians are not spared the Zionist barbarism. The death toll soared to over 33,400 martyrs. Intense bombings targeted the center of Gaza, notably the Nusayrat camp. The Nasser hospital was also caught in a blaze. In another development, at least 3 sons and 3 grandchildren of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh were killed by Zionist airstrikes north of the Strip. And with that, our news edition comes to a close. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and صحة.